Jerry, Newman. It's 2000. Millennium!
Hello and welcome to Seincast, a retrospective on all 180 episodes of Seinfeld, being hosted by two guys who can barely run their own lives. My name is Vinnie.
My name's Matt.
How are you?
Doing all right. I was wondering how that parking situation resolved itself, or did you call
the parking
tow truck?
situation. Well, I'm going to give you an opportunity, and the listeners out there, to guess what they think a man of my, impressive Raymond Massey-like physique. How did I handle the situation? What do you think?
You wept like a baby. No.
Yeah. Close.
I'm guessing you waited more than 2 days for the guy to move, and then just one day, you just went outside and he was gone.
All right, that's it. So if we recall, I believe it was Sunday night. I came home from work, and this jabroni was parked in my space. Mm-hmm. I'm like, all right, probably a mistake. I left it for a day, and then on I think Tuesday is when I put the note, and then Wednesday came, Thursday came, Friday came, Saturday, Monday,
Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday.
So, and then even my family that I'm telling this to, they're like, Vinny, have the car towed. You know, my mom was upset about
it. You got your parents in on this.
Yeah, they flew up from Florida. And then even my girlfriend's parents were staying with us. They were in town, and they could see it clear as day parked in the spot. So I finally and the reason I was holding off was because I wanted proof. I wanted documentation that was my spot number 46. And I finally found it in my archives, and I found the documentation. So I did call the tow truck on Sunday. So I gave the guy a full week. Car was still there. The note that I had left was still there on the windshield, and they did tow it shortly thereafter. So I'll be happy to let you guys know I do have my spot back.
Holy cow. I was under the impression that you didn't do anything and the guy just left.
Oh, I thought no. I thought the comedy would be that I gave the guy a full week. Oh. I waffled on it for that long because I did feel bad, but that's my spot.
Yeah. Way to go, man.
I'm a man. Make sure to tell Kelly that.
Now, are you worried about what's going to happen to your car in the meantime?
I've been checking it more so than normal, just to make sure there's no, fecal matter on the car or any, there's no guy with a lead pipe waiting to beat me over the head.
A lot of these scratches will buff right out.
Exactly.
Well, hey, I'm glad to hear it, man, and I'm sure our listeners are very happy to find out that you had the guy towed. Very excited.
That's one for our side.
But I thought we could catch up on some Jerry Seinfeld appearances the past week, or 2 weeks almost.
Okay.
Also, Larry David has been making some appearances on the talk show circuit on PBS. But let's go all the way back to last Monday, September 25th. Jerry was on Howard Stern, and wonderful conversation. If anyone out there can listen to this interview, it is so worth it. I'm not a subscriber to Sirius, so I don't really listen to Howard Stern, but anytime I check out one of his shows, I'm like, why do I not subscribe to this guy? Just wonderful interviewer. But he and Jerry are good friends, so I think it made for a special conversation. But probably the biggest takeaway from that episode is Jerry revealed 3 of the guests that we're going to be seeing on the new season of Comedians in Cars on Netflix. Check this out, Vinny. Dave Chappelle, Kate McKinnon, and stand-up legend Tom Hanks.
Oh, I love his stand-up. That bit he does when he dances on the keyboard. I love that.
Yeah. I did see on Twitter that Dave Chappelle was in D.C. of all places filming Comedians in Cars.
Remember I said he did some shows at Warner Theater? So Jerry must have been in town. Damn, missed him.
I'll include these, I don't know what you call it, like a rundown of Jerry and Howard's conversations. There's a nice write-up. I'll include a link in the show notes if you can't get your hands on the episode. But it was a great listen, and I'm actually going to bring up one other thing about the interview later on in the episode. It ties in to this week. But another Jerry appearance was on Stephen Colbert this past Friday, September 29th. Mm-hmm. I didn't get a chance to see this You did though, Vinny, right? And from what I heard,
catch. Oh, sorry.
Well, from what I heard, it was a pretty awkward interview, right?
Well, I saw a 10-minute clip posted, one of those articles in the news apps, and it was, titled "Colbert and Seinfeld Debate Over Whether Cosby is, you can still listen to Bill Cosby stand up and separate it from all the controversy that he's been surrounded with the past couple of years." And, the article is titled "Awkward Exchange Between Colbert and Seinfeld." And sure enough, it is definitely the definition of awkward. Because Colbert contends that he can't listen to it anymore because he can't separate the comedian he fell in love with when he was a kid versus the Bill Cosby as we know him today. And Jerry argued that he can separate it because funny's funny, and most comedians are embroiled in tragedy. So they kind of went back and forth and had a little bit of a debate. But there were times where there was dead silence, and it was palpable that the audience didn't know what to do. So at times I heard like these, faint claps in the background. So definitely a cringe-worthy moment at times, but really interesting to hear two comedians go back and forth on this issue, because I kind of feel this way too. I mean, one could argue it's similar to, how you felt with Michael Richards when he had the controversy back in the 2000s. Can you still watch Seinfeld? Can you separate, his personal life from the character? So I think it was on the same lines, right?
Same ballpark. A comedian you love and you thought you knew, do something horrible. But personally, I think the Cosby thing is one of the worst things I've ever heard. That to me like completely tarnishes Bill Cosby in any way.
Yeah.
And so I find it interesting where people like Jerry can, I don't know, find a way to look past it. But I guess that's because those crimes don't really affect him. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I think, again, Jerry's looking at it through the lens of comedian first, human person second. So for him, it's comedy.
Right.
The material, is it funny, blah, blah, blah.
Just like I think with Michael Richards, a lot of us can try to look past it because it doesn't affect us, because, we weren't the target of that, that outburst at the Laugh Factory. So I don't know, everyone reacts to this sort of stuff differently. But speaking of Bill Cosby, Howard Stern also brought him up during the interview, and Jerry did not talk about him. He wasn't like avoiding it, but the conversation just kind of kept moving without any acknowledgement.
It's interesting. Sometimes I'll go back and listen to some stand-up albums that I frequent, and John Mulaney does a bit about quoting The Cosby Show. And it got me thinking, because this was recorded years ago, and I'm wondering, does he, he probably doesn't do that part in his act anymore, or he doesn't use The Cosby Show as the reference. He probably changes the show. But it definitely got me thinking when I heard that bit come up.
Oh, interesting. Well, hey, speaking of Mulaney, too, we're all over the place. There's a new animated show on Netflix. Have you heard about this?
I'm hearing really good things.
Yeah. Do you remember the name?
It's a cartoon. It's like a single word. I mean,
well, the only reason I bring it up is because John Mulaney, I think, does one of the voices. And I'm sorry, I don't have the listener's name in front of me, but they let us know that there's actually some like Seinfeld jokes on it. Like there are some scenes that take place at Monk's where Jason Mantzoukas plays Kramer, and I don't know, it just sounds very interesting. You made me think of it.
Big Mouth.
Big Mouth.
Nick Kroll, John Mulaney, Jesse Klein, Maya Rudolph, Jenny Slate, Fred Armisen, Jordan Peele. Should I keep going?
I'm adding this to my queue.
Richard
right now.
Kind is in there from Curb Your Enthusiasm. Seth Morris, another Curb alum.
Right on.
Kristen Bell. Good lord. Okay, I'm done.
Okay, cool. Well, check that out, guys, and look for the Seinfeld parody in there somewhere. Vinny, let's move on to another appearance from a Seinfeld alum. Larry David was on Finding Your Roots, which is a wonderful show on PBS. I'm sure a lot of our listeners know about this. It's where celebrities, actors or actresses are brought in and given sort of like a history of their family and their lineage. Typically, they try to talk to people that don't know much about their family, maybe past a generation or two. And Larry David was on this past week's episode on Tuesday, October 3rd. It was actually the season 4 premiere, which is pretty cool. And he was on there with Bernie Sanders. They didn't share a scene together, but their stories sort of overlapped because, not only do these guys have so much in common, as we've seen from Saturday Night Live and just all of the political stuff from last year, but they are in fact related. They are distant cousins, which is pretty wild.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's kind of what we had assumed all along, right?
Yeah,
'Cause they're,
right.
they're one and the same almost.
No big surprise there. But there were some wonderful moments on the show. Some of the best episodes of Finding Your Roots are when people are really like brought to tears because they're so moved learning about their family history. There's a great episode with Dustin Hoffman. Also, Jimmy Kimmel has just a beautiful episode. But, unfortunately, Larry doesn't really shed any tears or show any of that emotion that we were hoping for. But there are some very funny moments. Of course, it's Larry David when he finds out that he has some family roots in the South, of all places.
Oh, okay.
in Alabama in the 1800s. So, I don't want to spoil it, but maybe I could find a link on PBS or something and include it in our show notes. It's well worth the watch for those laughs, but even more importantly, there's some really wonderful discussion just about how do you process horrible things that were done by your family, and how do you deal with that sort of stuff presently? How do you process it?
Is that available streaming somewhere?
I'm not sure. I'll try to find that link online. If anything, I'll find a few clips on YouTube and throw those into the show notes.
Giddy up.
Yeah. Well, one last bit of news here from last Thursday, September 28th. This was really sad to hear, and I'm sure most of our listeners know about it by now, but Julia announced on Twitter and Instagram that she has been diagnosed with breast cancer, which is just shocking, took everyone by surprise, and is really sad to hear. Vinny, I think your head exploded when I texted you, right?
Oh, I could not believe it. What I read, I was in shock, but yes.
So, there's really not much to say about this other than everyone, of course, is rooting for Julia, and I'm sure we all agree as Seinfeld fans, but you can just go online and see the outpouring of love and support from fans and, big name celebrities, tweeting at her and all the news outlets picking up her story. But Julia did write this message that I wanted to read here in case listeners haven't seen it yet. 1 in 8 women get breast cancer. Today, I'm the one. The good news is that I have the most glorious group of supportive and caring family and friends and fantastic insurance through my union. The bad news is that not all women are so lucky. So let's fight all cancers and make universal health care a reality. I think just beautiful words there, and I know it's a very divisive issue in this country at this point. I don't think it will be forever, but a real class act, I think, from Julia to be talking about all the other millions of women who suffer without proper care because they can't get covered. So
tremendous girl. Mm-hmm. On a little bit lighter note related to that, I really appreciated our listeners on our Facebook page. They responded with, warm wishes, but through a Seinfeld quote. So there were a lot of get well soon, we want you to get well. A lot of things like that were being posted.
Of course. But before we get started here, Vinny, with this week's episode, last week we kind of changed up our top 20 at the end of the episode. I don't know if most listeners make it that far, but we changed it to the top 24. And, we had some trouble figuring out what our 22nd, 23rd, and 24th picks were. And I want to give a huge thanks to listener Paul Elliott for figuring out our top 24. However,
thank you, Paul.
He didn't stop there. He actually figured out our top 40.
What? So, get right out of town.
So a lot of heavy lifting already done for us. By the time we're done with Seincast, someday I would really love to put together that top 180.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
No.
Well,
I will move.
Well, Vinny, what episode do we have this week?
We are discussing the 20th episode of Season 8, The Millennium, written by Jennifer Crittenden, directed by Andy Ackerman, and originally aired May 1st, 1997.
Right on. Well, I mentioned earlier about Jerry's interview with Howard Stern, and something was brought up that ties to this episode. At one point, Jerry said that his favorite movie of all time, he knows it from beginning to end, forwards and backwards, The Graduate.
Really?
Yes, he loves
Shocking
that movie.
Choice for Jerry Seinfeld.
He loves the movie so much, he reached out to Dustin Hoffman years ago to film an episode of Comedians in Cars in that little red car that he drives in the movie, and they were basically going to go, drive through California and visit all of the Graduate filming locations.
Wow.
And get, like the Simon and Garfunkel music playing. Mm-hmm. But apparently Dustin Hoffman wanted nothing to do with it.
Oh, really?
According to Jerry, he's sort of over the whole Graduate thing, so.
But it's Jerry Seinfeld, Dustin Hoffman, come on. I'm a little sour on Dustin Hoffman now.
Yeah, well, whatever.
All right, I'm back.
Okay. Well, this episode has a lot of memorable scenes in it, one of them being the Graduate parody with Jerry, Mrs. Hamilton, and Valerie, and their, respective characters. In the movie The Graduate would be, Dustin Hoffman as Benjamin Braddock, Anne Bancroft as Mrs. Robinson, and Catherine Ross as Elaine.
Oh.
Which also got me wondering,
Fitting.
do you think that the Elaine Bennis character was named after Elaine from The Graduate?
No, I thought it was after Elaine Pope.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Get
all right.
out of here with that.
Damn it. Let me have this. Have you ever seen The Graduate?
I did watch it within the past couple years, and I did enjoy it. Thought it was very good, and it was nice. What year did it come out?
I want to say like 69, but it might be like 68 or 67.
Okay, because I was thinking like early 70s, but it had a very nice look to it, and I'm more familiar with the Wayne's World 2 parodies from The Graduate.
Oh yeah.
So watching that kind of okay, now I get it exactly. But I did enjoy it when I saw it.
Right on. We're definitely going to be talking about The Graduate more later on in the episode, but while taking notes this week, I was thinking about other movie parodies on Seinfeld. Not just allusions, but real parodies, like an actual scene taken out of the movie. And
so not a reference, but it has to be a conscious effort.
Like, first one that came to mind, JFK, the boyfriend.
I'll allow it.
Right, the second spitter. Also thinking of The Godfather, throughout the bris. But especially that final scene where the door closes on Jerry, Elaine, and George.
Oh, with that side wipe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The ending of The Mom and Pop Store, Midnight Cowboy.
Okay.
I Ain't Going to No Bellevue.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, The Doorman with Marathon Man.
Stop that man!
Exactly. What else? Maybe Platoon and the Fatigues when, Frank is looking back on his Korean War experience.
Yes.
Poisoning the troops. What about Apocalypse Now in The Chicken Roaster when Elaine goes to see Peterman in the Burmese jungle? That whole thing in the cave, very similar to Colonel Kurtz.
All right.
And this one I completely forgot about. We haven't gotten to the episode yet, but in the bookstore next season, there's this like a dream sequence where Uncle Leo is in prison doing
Jerry. Hello.
Just
like
like
he's got the tattooed on his knuckles.
Yes, just like Max Cady in Cape Fear, right? Just doing those push-ups. But there's a lot of other references. In fact, I found a great list online. I'll include the link in the show notes that pulls even more movie references.
That's great.
So
good work.
But yeah, a lot of movies, typically from the late 60s, 70s, which makes a lot of sense, of course.
Yeah,
but
that's their heyday.
Mm-hmm. Vinny, did you hear about the original ending for this episode?
No, I did not.
It's pretty wild. So, this whole episode is talking about the Millennium, the year 2000. Do you remember, your feelings at the time? Wasn't that such an exciting thing to look forward to? What's going to happen in 2000?
Yeah, we're going to get the flying cars like we were promised, things like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, originally, this episode ended with kind of like a whimsical look at the year 2000. It was going to involve, of all things, the coffee shop, Monk's, underwater.
Oh.
So, they would have had an exterior. You see nothing but water and fish swimming by. Then you cut into the restaurant. It's just been completely overrun by sea life. But, apparently this shoot would have been way too expensive. So they decided to scrap it.
Okay.
But,
I like the idea. I like where they're going with it, though.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't just have done it digitally?
You think that might have been the alternative, but it just didn't look as good.
Okay.
But yeah, I just thought that was such a wild
idea.
Wild idea. But especially for Seinfeld, because they never really go to those kind of lengths to really. You get some flash forwards, just never anything that out there.
Well, as you're pitching that to me, it's got me thinking more of the Bizarro Jerry conversation with, is he black? Does he live underwater? Versus the Millennium. So, either way.
We're with you, Aquaman. Godspeed. All right, one last thing to talk about before we get started. The speed dial this week. A lot of fun. There's every once in a while something really grounds the show and takes me back to the 90s. And this week, it's definitely the speed dial. Especially that line George has where it's like, oh man, you got to lift that plastic with a pen.
I remember that too.
But, aside from the plot line of the speed dial, there's actually some funny little Easter eggs in Valerie's speed dial. So, we get a few shots of her phone as Jerry's name kind of moves through the ranks. And I wanted to go over some of the names here.
I had some thoughts about this as well. So
Excellent.
Go ahead and then I'll chime in.
Well, I might hog the mic here, so why don't you
What else is new? So we begin with Jerry, number 7 on the speed dial. Number 8, visibly, is Jane, which what I did when I saw these names, I correlated them to characters we've seen in the episode and somehow tried to make Valerie connected to them in some way, loosely. So I hear Jane. I'm going to go to Topless Jane at the Hamptons. So they must be old college buddies, right?
What is it with you?
Exactly. And then number 9, we have Susie. She's deceased, unfortunately, but I don't think Valerie got the message. Next, we have Pete.
Could be Susie, the farmer's daughter.
It could be as well. Hello, Norman. Number 10, though, we have Peter. And I was thinking maybe it's Peter Ranawat before he became Pinter.
Very good. All right. I'll allow it.
Number 11, aliens poking at her body, Nancy Klopper. And then number 12, we have, and I like this because it ties into the episode, Taxi. And we'll hear later in the episode that Jerry and Valerie went on a handsome cab ride. So it must be, I forgot the guy's name, but the guy who owns Rusty.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think that's actually more a taxi cab, but.
Shut it. So yeah. And then we get a look later on when it's changed, when Jerry kind of moves up, actually gets demoted to number 9. And then we get a peek at number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Jerry ends up becoming number 1. Number 2 is Anne. And actually, I don't think I did. Nope, I didn't do those ones. So never mind.
Let me take it from you here, actually.
Please. You're better at this than me.
Get out of here. This is very interesting. So when Jerry's number 1, you got Anne at number 2. You've got Dad at number 3. You've got Andrew at number 4. And then you've got some businesses here. So at number 5, Nails, etc.
No knock-knock jokes.
And then you've got Lou's Dry Clean.
Ooh, I got that one. I had a note for that one because on the previous shot, you just saw Lou and like EAN or something. Mm-hmm. So I thought Louis Maxton Graham, before he became a producer on Scarsdale Surprise, owned a dry cleaning shop.
I think that makes total sense. Excellent work.
Lou.
And then an interesting one here, Dr. Berg at number 7.
Yeah, so that's Alec Berg, right?
Right. So I don't know if there's a Dr. Berg on Seinfeld. It sounds like there could be, but what's kind of cool is, as much fun as we have connecting these names to characters, a lot of them were named after Seinfeld staff members. So Dr. Berg, yes, was writer Alec Berg. Peter, who you mentioned earlier, that was named after Peter Melman. Then you've got Susie, who's Susie Greenberg, a producer. Mm-hmm. And then Nancy Sproul, who is also a producer.
Okay, so that makes much more sense than where I was going with it.
No, but I like where your head is.
It's fun.
One last thing to mention, though, and this might be a reach, but work with me here.
Yeah.
In that shot when we see Jerry at number 1, and we see Anne number 2, Dad number 3, we do learn that Mrs. Hamilton is Valerie's stepmom. And also that she was at number 1 before Jerry took the mantle.
Took her years to climb the ranks.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I believe that number 2 is Anne Hamilton.
I also had the same note.
One more thing here, and this is what I think is cool. I believe that the name Anne is used for Mrs. Hamilton as an homage to Anne Bancroft, who played Mrs. Robinson in The Graduate.
I think you're absolutely right. Love her.
So yeah, pretty cool, right? A lot of love for the Graduate this week.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you want to talk about Mrs. Hamilton's speed dial? It's not as interesting as Valerie's, but
well, let's be thorough.
Okay. And keep with the trend of not interesting trivia here on Seincast. You've got the fire, the police, the poison control, but then after that you've got Dick at the office. So I think Dick is Valerie's birth father.
Birth father.
What's that from?
Something. I don't know. So somebody's yelling at somebody who's hard of hearing. It's her birth father. Never mind. What is that? Okay, we'll think about
Okay.
it. Is it Seinfeld universe? I don't think so.
Well, after I'm presuming Dick Hamilton, you've got Valerie, and then below her is Philip, and then on the column over, I couldn't make out all of these, but you've got either a Christy or Christina. Then you've got the pharmacy,
Hello, Mrs. Hamilton.
the cleaners, and the last one is tough. I see Bloom.
Bloomies?
I think it could be Bloomingdale's, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense.
Okay.
But
Kind of fun, though, to see what they included on the speed dial.
yes, and worth noting that Mrs. Hamilton's speed dial doesn't have numbers
Yes.
like Valerie's. Mm-hmm. But anyways, Vinny, how about we get started with this week's episode, The Millennium. First scene, we're at a store called Putumayo. Elaine is checking out a pair of Hirachis and tries to get the attention of a saleswoman who's on the phone, but keeps getting ignored. And she eventually snaps with a, "Hey!"
That's good.
The saleswoman, hangs up, but Elaine's over it and just tells her, "You just lost a customer." And, I kind of blew through that, but there are just so many wonderful little moments in this opening
Yep.
with Julia, her delivery. Hello.
Mm-hmm.
This saleswoman, I want to keep her identity hidden until the later scene.
Okay.
But she's being so rude to Elaine, talking on the phone. And then when she hangs up, she's like, "Yes, what can I do for you?"
No customer service at all. And she's almost put off that Elaine is in the store bothering her. So much so that one of the little moments, that you said, I like when Elaine throws the Hirachis down, like, no sale here. She throws them down on the counter. You just lost a customer. When Elaine walks out, you see this woman kind of twirl her finger like big whoop.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
Yeah. Well, what is her problem? Ooh, I do not like her this week.
And it's great when Elaine leaves. That kind of becomes a running joke. She pushes and like runs into the door.
Yeah, which is great physical bit. This woman, the store owner, is played by Victoria Mahoney. We'll learn what her name is later. It's not really important. 12 acting credits she has, 2 being Seinfeld related, but just by the name. One is called Switch. The other one, Back in Business.
Wow.
But she's moved over to directing of late.
Very cool. Yeah, I always was really irked by this character. I love her delivery, but that aloofness, it just really gets under my skin.
Sticks in your craw, if you will.
Yeah, very good.
This actress does a very good job at I think the majority, if not all the audience, dislikes her because she is mean to our heroine.
Right. But I think that's sort of a staple of Seinfeld, these strangers who don't know the main four, but for some reason just don't like them,
Yeah.
It's like the delivery guy from China Panda. He's like,
Yeah.
"Why are you on the street, not in your apartment?" Like, just always giving them a hard time. All right, let's cut over to Valerie's apartment. Jerry and his girlfriend of the week, Valerie, are getting ready to go to the movies, and she wants to get there in time for the previews.
I love the previews. In fact, I enjoy being the theater cut-up. Last week, after a preview, I yelled out, "Must miss!"
I think I was in that theater. That was really funny.
Yeah, got a good laugh.
All right, pause. What does this remind you of?
That's gotta hurt.
Yeah, right? Doesn't this
The Hindenburg story?
I don't know. This just to me feels like that, later season kind of joke. The idea of
Getting laughs from strangers in a movie theater.
in a movie theater, yeah.
But I like that both Jerry and George both appreciate that,
Now, speaking of previews, I forgot to mention a connection from last week when we were discussing the yada yada. In that episode, Elaine is upset that Arnie told her to shut up. Remember when they were watching striptease?
Oh, I remember Arnie.
And Elaine was like, "Where does he, get off telling me to shut up? It was the previews." So, she was talking during the previews. Why do you have to be quiet? Go for it.
You magnificent bastard. Elaine told a woman to be quiet during previews was it the movie?
Yeah.
When and then my little Adam starts vacuuming, right?
Or no, putting on a
show or
stage
something?
show of a chorus line.
Yeah. It's the coming attraction.
Exactly. So Elaine,
Oh, a little hippo,
hypocritical,
huh?
yeah.
Yeah. Good catch.
All right. Week late, but... So before Jerry and Valerie leave, he wants to use her phone to check his messages and sees on her speed dial that he's listed. Not only listed, but number 7.
Number 7, good number.
Mm-hmm.
And he's quite pleased with himself at that too, right?
Oh, just to make the speed dial is an honor.
Yeah. Just to be considered is a huge honor. So we're introduced to Valerie, who is, as you said, Jerry's girlfriend of the week. And she is played by Lauren Graham, who I think most of us will know her as If You're Out on the Road. Take it, Matt. Feeling lonely and so cold.
Like, I'll be
Gilmore
there
Girls
or something.
Yeah. Okay, that's enough.
So Lauren Graham is best known as Lorelai from Gilmore Girls.
You got that straight.
Mm-hmm. You were a big fan of that show in college, right?
I was. I watched it with my mom.
Never.
It's a good bonding show.
Never understood where you were coming from. I'm like, that's a chick show. And I, started watching some episodes with my wife, and man, oh man, was I ever wrong. Great show.
Mm-hmm. And luckily, it was one of the shows that has been revived with the Netflix series, which I highly recommend. Mm-hmm. Lauren Graham was also in Parenthood as well as Bad Santa.
Well, she's great this week. Doesn't really play a likable character. I don't know. She's really hot cold, where she'll be very like lovey dovey or just really pissed. That seems to be her range.
And it's got a very like a soap opera kind of vibe. The little triangle that Jerry, Valerie, and Miss Hamilton were going to have.
Yeah, no, totally. Well, let's move over to Jerry's apartment. George is pretty excited to hear that Jerry is on Valerie's speed dial after 2 dates. But you'd think, well, I would think that the number 7 would really blow George's mind.
That's what I thought. Right. Both being at his favorite number as well as his favorite ball player, Mickey Mantle. Although maybe he was so distraught over losing the name that maybe he doesn't even want to hear that number anymore.
Very good. Are you familiar with the bloopers from this scene?
I can't recall. I think you may have stumped me. What you got?
Well, I'll just play the clip here. It involves Jerry, a little dust in the air.
So you're on the speed dial?
After 2 dates.
What number?
I'm gonna sneeze.
That's not in the script.
Thank you.
Okay, I do remember that. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of sneezes we find in the bloopers. Jason's done it a couple times throughout the run.
The best one is, was it the suicide? When they're sitting in the hospital, Elaine is fasting, and she's like, "Did you just see the wall move?" His whole body shakes.
I actually prefer the one where he comes into Steinbrenner's office and he sneezes, and you hear Larry go, "God bless you." Let's try that again.
Good stuff. So Kramer enters carrying fold-out chairs that he wants to keep at Jerry's until his New Year's Eve party in 8 months?
No, New Year's Eve 1999, the Millennium. I told you about that.
I love that attitude from Kramer. Just, come on, man, where you been?
Mm-hmm. When you hear that 1999, though, doesn't that really ages the show?
Yeah.
To hear them say, "Oh, 1999 is 2 years away." It's like, oof.
Yes. And, there's something about the Millennium that I just hated. Like, just the approach to 2000 and Y2K. Mm-hmm. Do you have, good memories of that time?
All I really remember is people were uncertain if the computers are all going to, every appliance is going to go kaput because they didn't think ahead when they designed them, but nothing happened when the ball dropped.
Mm-hmm. God, I don't know why.
Was that like a ploy to have us buy things? I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, I think it started off being like a genuine concern, and then it kind of turned into hey, it's good business to, sell generators and
you better stock up on water because when 2000 hits, you're gonna be screwed.
Get your bunker with a 3D TV and stuff. All right. Anyways, so 2.5 years away, but there will be some party poppers, blocking the chairs in Jerry's apartment, so it's all good.
Hey, so get this. I got a call this morning from one of the Mets front office guys. They want to take me out to lunch.
What for?
I'm on a winning ball club, Jerry. They probably want to pick my brain.
Really, why do you think they're taking you out to lunch?
I have no idea.
All right, I have had it with those Mayans.
I don't mind the Mayans.
You know that store, Punamayo? I was trying to buy these hirachis, right? And this saleswoman just completely ignored me.
What, we talking hirachis? I know a great store for Hirachis.
No, not Putumayo.
No, Cinco de Mayo. Now, Marcelino, he turned me on to it. And he's 164th Mayan.
You know, I'm starting to get a little nervous about this lunch.
What'd you have?
Keep these here, too, huh? They'll be all right.
Kramer, these balloons aren't going to stay filled till New Year's.
Oh, those aren't for New Year's. Those are my everyday balloons.
Man, there are a couple moments in this episode where Kramer just displays that kind of like childlike wonder or amazement or just disposition. And here's one of them with, those are my everyday balloons, you know?
Yeah, I think Kramer steals the show this week. I don't know how like good an episode this is, really. It's really out there, and it's, you know, kind of wacky. Just kind of have fun with it, but...
There's some fun scenes, some fun exchanges, and then, you know, little pearls that we get. But
yeah.
I think I'm on the same page with you.
That's one of them, though. The everyday balloons has always been one of my favorites.
I think a good trivia question would be to ask, you know, besides the Yankees, what two teams, or at least two team like affiliates, did George associate with while he was working with the Yankees?
Okay, so the Mets and the Houston Astros.
Hey, for a non-sports guy, that's pretty good.
Big sport nut, huh?
They're little footballs.
So let's go through the scene here. Well, first of all, I love this running joke of people sitting on the fold-out chairs, not only in this scene, but in later scenes, too.
Yeah.
They're just everywhere. I just never picked up on that. I love how Kramer kind of jumps into the conversation, like, oh, what are we talking, Hirachis?
We talking Hirachis.
And he knows a great store for Hirachis.
Not Putumayo.
No, Cinco de Mayo.
Ah, okay.
I love that. And we also learned that Marcelino, he is 164th Mayan.
Yeah, and I still a callback to Marcelino, a previous character, who, you know, we don't see the actor, we just get him in name only.
I asked that at trivia a couple of weeks ago. What character is 164th Mayan? No one got it.
Are you really?
Yeah, even my regulars and my diehards.
Ooh, that's disappointing. You guys should be ashamed of yourselves.
Okay, take it easy. Take it easy.
I had to break some bad news to my friend. He like asked me if I did something. I was like, no, I didn't get to do it yet. And he sent me the gif of the woman from Game of Thrones. Shame. That's what I'm doing to you people now. There was some deleted dialogue in which George asked, what are Hirachis? And Elaine said, those squeaky leather sandals.
Ah, very good. You know, if you Google Hirachis, I think Nike has sort of trademarked that name, that word, because I got just a bunch of shoes with like huge soles, you know, like just, you know what I'm talking about? Like something you'd see Morty and Helen wear.
Oh, yeah, okay, I see.
You know what I'm talking about?
Like little step-ups or shape-ups or whatever. I'm Googling it now.
All right, well, let's cut over to Monk's. George sits down with these reps from the Mets, and he finds out they're looking for someone to head up scouting, and they think he's the guy. However, league rules prevent them from making George an offer while he's still under contract.
You understand what they're talking about?
So they're talking...
No, they're not talking. They're just talking.
Okay, so they need George to get fired.
They didn't say that. They couldn't say that. Because even if they did, they couldn't say that they said it. See what they're saying?
Well, they're at least paying for the lunch, right?
They didn't say that. Awesome.
Yeah,
There's another memorable exchange between these guys.
I could watch this kind of stuff all day. Just the ping pong back and forth, you know, wordplay.
Love the ping pong. Oh, I forgot to mention Cinco de Mayo. That's my old buddy boy's birthday right there.
Hey.
So happy birthday, buddy.
Thank you. Did your birthday get mentioned on Seinfeld?
No. So we got two new characters we're introduced to. Minkler, who is played by Michael Laskin, and he was in Just Go With It and Disclosure. And then more interestingly, we have Bruce Jarchow, who plays Mooney. And I'm hoping we did due diligence because this guy played a doctor in the pilot episode of season 4. Did we catch that?
Oh, we did not catch that.
Ooh. Big hook is coming from the stage to yank us off there. So, hit it.
You double dipped the chip. Double dipped? What are you talking about?
So, do you know which one is this Bruce Jarchow or Jarchow?
Yeah, he's the jerk chow. No, sorry, Bruce. He is the one to George's right. So he's sitting towards the slide out, so he can't sit. He's sitting to the edge.
The thinner guy on the right. Okay.
And he plays the doctor in the pilot episode who says, yeah, it's all white. You might want to get that checked out.
Never seen this before?
Mm-hmm.
So I thought we had all of our double dippers covered. I guess we missed one.
Apparently not. We missed a dip. So I like that.
Good work.
I like that we're still catching these guys, on the second time around.
Yeah.
Which is the beauty of the double dip.
It's funny, too. I thought we only had one double dipper left, and he's coming next week.
Okay.
But
look forward to it.
Giddy up. Just so you know, that means we've gone through 45 double dippers so far.
A lot of germs being spread around. Mm-hmm. Bruce Jarchow was also in Outbreak, Ghost, Big, and he played Dr. Dean, another doctor in Sour Grapes, Larry David's movie.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Regardless what happens with Seincast over the next couple of years, we will cover Sour Grapes at some point.
Yeah, one and done. I like the one and done business. That's nice. I can do one and done.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's cut over to Valerie's apartment. Jerry arrives out of breath. He's late for their date, apparently because of all the chairs and balloons in his apartment. Okay. And Valerie is not happy, right? This is where we get the other side. And she wants a nice dinner this time. Apparently, the last one was at this Mongolian barbecue place. It did not go well. So, despite Jerry hearing good things, of course.
I don't know. Got a 2 in Zagat's.
So Jerry goes to check his messages before they leave.
Maybe a nicer girl called. Ouch.
And when he hits number 7 on the speed dial, a woman named Jane picks up. And Jerry is shocked to see that he's been demoted to number 9 on the speed dial. I don't know if we're being too hard on Valerie here, but I just don't understand why she's so mad at Jerry. It just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense because Mongolian barbecue wasn't so good.
Well,
Maybe
I've never been there.
Poisoning.
Oh, okay. So that makes sense if that's the case.
Hey,
but,
I think you have been to Mongolian barbecue. Do you remember there was a place at Michigan State we hit up a couple of times? Yeah, it was on...
Did I go there with you?
I went there a couple of times with the gang.
I think you went with somebody else.
Yeah, I thought you were there. Yeah, Mike was there and Penny and...
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, what?
Okay.
We only wake you up for the important meals. Aw, sorry. So there was something I noticed at the top of the scene when Jerry arrives late, out of breath. You can see Valerie doing something to the phone.
Oh, so she's changing it right then and there because he's late? Ooh.
You can see her kind of like pounding the keypad and then hanging up.
So her emotions are like literally connected to that phone. She's
much.
Upset. You're out of there.
It's almost like a relationship something or another.
We'll get there.
All right. Let's cut over to Putumayo. After hitting up Cinco de Mayo, Elaine walks by and taps on the glass to get the saleswoman's attention.
Hey, see these? Cinco de Mayo. Sales commission. Bye-bye.
One of the best lines in the episode.
I love how she, and I do this too, because I'm not flexible, she has to like grab her leg to pick it up, She doesn't have that gymnast Katya flexibility.
Pretty good, considering she's 8 months pregnant, right?
True. Are you saying I have the flexibility of an 8-month pregnant lady?
Let's move over to Jerry's apartment.
Okay.
Kramer is working on his New Year's Eve party plans when George drops by.
Meet the Mets. Come on in and greet the Mets.
Good meeting?
There was no meeting. But it was quite a meeting. You are looking at the next director of Mets scouting. The only thing is, I have to get fired from the Yankees first.
Well, you can do that.
Of course. But I really want to leave my mark this time. I want to walk away from the Yankees with people saying, wow, now that guy got canned.
So you want to go out in a final blaze of incompetence.
Remember that summer at Dairy Queen where I cooled my feet in the soft serve machine?
Think people will still be using napkins in the year 2000? Or is this mouth vacuum thing for real?
So, George. Yeah. I had like a so-so date with Valerie. Now I'm number 9 on the speed dial.
So?
So, I used to be 7. I dropped 2 spots.
What, she's ranking you?
Yeah, the speed dial's like a relationship barometer.
What is a barometer exactly?
It's pronounced thermometer. You know, in the year 2000, we'll all be on speed dial. You just have to think of a person. They'll be talking to you. It'll be like, whoop, getting a call here. Hey, it's Newman. Hey, how you doing, Newman? Oh, you want to talk to Jerry?
That's awesome.
This is a great example of just like those, they're almost like sitcom-y moments, but like the characters are in on the joke.
It's fun though. I love how Jerry's like, I'm not here.
Yeah, it's great.
And of course, Kramer doesn't have the wherewithal to tell Newman that.
So anything from the scene you want to talk about here?
Well, there's the wonderful, and this for some reason this is so memorable to me, is it's pronounced thermometer.
Yeah.
And I think twice in this clip, Jerry and George kind of slough off what Kramer says, right? Mm-hmm. The whole math vacuum thing, they kind of just look at each other and then go back to what they're doing. And then with it's pronounced thermometer. Whatever.
Yeah, it's very bizarre. And I love the transition from it's pronounced thermometer to, in the year 2000, we'll all be on speed dial. Like, he just moves into material.
Yeah.
So apparently there was going to be a callback of sorts in this episode to the comeback. Do you remember when, George was trying to figure out the best thing to say to Riley, and Kramer's like, just tell him he had sex with his wife. That'll kill him.
Exactly. Yes.
Helping George, get fired, Kramer suggests, asking or, finding out does Steinbrenner have a wife? And George was going to just say, I'm not saying I slept with his wife.
So that's crossing the line for George. You don't talk about the big boss's wife?
I guess not, but that really would be an effective way of getting fired.
Yeah.
Anything else from the scene?
For some reason, the image of George sticking his feet in a soft serve machine sticks out to me.
And that's some good trivia, too. That might be the earliest job we know about.
Yeah.
George having Dairy Queen.
Here's another trivia question for you. Which 2 characters stick their feet in ice cream in the series?
Oh, God. Stick their feet. I think Newman, with his foot bath and his ice cream. But
that's not ice cream.
Yeah.
No Sally.
I'm not sure. Who else you got?
Talking a little stanky hanky who steps into the ice cream thing. Where's that rum raisin? Can't you see what clothes? Beat it. Scram.
That's a reach, but it is an acceptable answer. Nice work.
Thank you.
Let's cut over to Valerie's apartment. After the speed dial demotion, Jerry had to step things up.
Flowers. You didn't have to do that. I mean, the dinner and the play and the handsome cab ride.
Well, I just wanted to. You forgot the gift certificate to Barnes & Noble.
Oh.
Make a good impression.
I'm gonna go put these in some water.
I like the way you think. Oh, my God. Number 1. Seinfeld, you magnificent bastard.
Now that is a memorable line.
Yes. And the second time we heard it, right? Wasn't there a reference
Newman.
to Patton in... Yeah, the bottle deposit when Kramer's like, Newman, you magnificent bastard, you did it.
Is he magnificent there too?
I think so.
Right.
As opposed to just
right.
a bastard.
Yeah. And then you got Jean Paul.
Hey, you bastards.
Okay. Yeah. I think you're right.
I wondered if parts of the scene were cut in syndication. Oh, you forgot the gift certificate to Barnes & Noble.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do not remember that line, really.
Honestly, since we've had the DVDs for so long, it's hard to remember what was cut for syndication unless they tell us outright.
Right.
But for some reason, that always sticks out to me, the way he says it under his breath, and he just slips it in there.
Okay.
I do like that, though, how he's having to reaffirm with her all the nice things he did with her, and she forgot. You forgot the Barnes & Noble gift certificate.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and, handsome cab ride. Rusty.
Mm-hmm. Go on, yeah.
All right, let's get over to Yankee Studios. I think that's how
There
we
it
should
is.
refer to it for the next couple episodes.
Henceforth.
George arrives to a meeting late, wearing something he found in the Hall of Fame display case.
Isn't that Babe Ruth's uniform?
Yeah, Wilhelm is just... And he's not flying off the handle, but he's just in shock at what he's seeing here as George opens up like a paper bag and starts eating some strawberries.
Juicy this time of year. Gotta get the good ones. Oh, that's bad. That's bad.
Those strawberries are extremely ripe. There's just like red juice all over him.
Squishy. I do like this carefree George. It's normally he gets fired by something he's done unintentionally, but now he's trying to get fired. So it's kind of, the restraints are off, if you will.
Right. And he wants to, how did he put it? That guy got canned. He really wants to go out in style. And if it worked here, God, he would have had a very memorable firing. But as we'll find out later, it doesn't really go his way. Let's cut over to Jerry's apartment. Kramer is still working on his Millennium party and wonders, will people be able to breathe underwater in the year 2000?
Some of us.
I don't want to exclude anybody.
Nice. And hey, that kind of ties in exactly to the proposed ending to the show where they're going to do an underwater scene.
Oh, very good. Of course. Damn. All right. So Elaine enters wearing this sparkly, baggy outfit with like a robe, some necklaces, and a hat with this huge tassel. It's something she bought at Cinco de Mayo, just all this junk to show Putumayo how much business they'd lost. So, she's been dancing and strutting in front of the store for 2 days.
Oh, no wonder we're getting so much rain.
So I go back and forth on this episode where, I love the zany stuff with, oh, hey, it's Newman. Hey, how you doing, Newman? To like this entrance where I'm like, okay, here's like the costume of the week.
Yeah.
Something we're going to see in clip shows where, oh, look, remember this zany moment?
I that crosses my mind. I am like, I notice the costume, I think of that, but then I'm like, well, it's for the sake of her trying to get back at this woman who we don't like. So I'll let it slide.
Right.
Because we had nothing to do with the show.
Yeah.
Just rag on it.
20 years later, of course. So Kramer invites Elaine to his Millennium party and, save the date. But apparently she already got an invite from Newman to his party. So what does this invite card read?
Come celebrate the Millennium with Newmanium. Newman.
Great term, Newmanium. Love that. What do you prefer between the Newmanium and the Cremanium? Which is the better?
I think Newmanium has a better ring to it, but if I have to pick, I'm team Cremanium all the way.
Oh, interesting. All right.
We glossed over a great moment in which Elaine enters and Jerry looks her up and down, sees all the attire she has on, and he says, "Hola," and she responds with a
shove it.
There we go.
Let's cut over to Jerry's car. Jerry's picking up Valerie when an older woman gets in the car and tells him just to drive. This is Mrs. Hamilton, Valerie's stepmother. It's taken her 13 years to get to the top of that speed dial, and she does not intend to lose her spot to Jerry.
You just stay away from that phone. Hey, same interval as Jerry's vomit streak. I haven't vomited in 13 years. Is it 13? It's 13, right?
It's 13, and then it's debatable. It could be 14 because there's some overlap with the episode.
Whatever.
Forget the whole thing.
Yeah. Luann Gideon plays Mrs. Hamilton, who she actually passed away in 2014.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She was in her 50s. But I found out she played Mrs. Becky Belding in Saved by the Bell. It's only in a couple episodes, but she was Mr. Belding's wife.
Oh, interesting.
Pretty cool. And then she was in this 90s movie that I always remember called Airborne with guys rollerblading and Jack Black's in it. But I always watched it when it would come on TV.
You have to listen to How Did This Get Made? They
talked do that?
They covered that movie.
Nice.
It's insane.
There's a scene with Jack Black in which this California kid, comes to town. He's a rollerblader and he's West Coast. And he's like, "Hey, bro, or a bra or something, and Jack Black's like, "Did you just call me a piece of underwear?" And Jack Black gets all upset and gets Jack Blacky about it. We've had a lot of asides today.
Yeah, a lot of asides. It's good. It's good.
Is that good?
Well, I wanted to say one thing about this Luann Gideon, who plays Mrs. Hamilton.
Yeah.
Vinny, this goes back to like the Nickelodeon days, so I know, you won't really have much to say, but
for my time,
there was a Nickelodeon show in the 90s called The Secret World of Alex Mack, which I'm sure a lot of our listeners know about, maybe even love. This Luann Gideon, I think, played like the evil corporate boss on that show.
So another villain, huh?
Yeah. She does a great job, I think, here as Mrs. Hamilton. Really, I know, she channels the Mrs. Robinson character, but, puts her own spin on it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's cut over to Steinbrenner's office. George enters. He's ready to get fired. In fact, his desk is already packed up. He can leave in an hour. But the big man is happy how the meeting went down.
We want to look to the future. We got to tear down the past. Babe Ruth is nothing more than a fat old man with little girl legs. And here's something I just found out recently. He wasn't really a sultan. What do you make of that?
And then, doesn't Steinbrenner reveal he's wearing Lou Gehrig's pants or something?
Pretty good fit, huh? Hey, you don't think that nerve disease of his was contagious, do you? Better take him off. I'm too important to this team. Big Stein can't be flopping and twitching. They're doing really well with the monologues that they're giving him. Very happy with it.
Considering, this is not Larry David material.
Mm-hmm.
As a casual Seinfeld fan all those years ago, I never knew that Larry left the show. I always assumed he was always writing Steinbrenner. So, go figure. So Mitch Mitchell returns for his second and final performance as Steinbrenner here. We'll see Lee Bear return next week.
Okay.
But what have you thought of Mitch Mitchell's two performances as Steinbrenner?
Well, now that I'm aware that, they brought in a second actor to portray the body of George Steinbrenner, I feel like there's a noticeable difference. Mm-hmm. Mitch Mitchell, I think, portrays a more athletic Steinbrenner.
Mm-hmm.
He's very limber. He puts his leg up on the desk. He doesn't have to grab it, like Elaine.
Right.
But I've enjoyed it thus far.
Right on.
But Lee Bear will always be my guy. So I'm happy to have him back next week.
Well, we get an act break, and we open up in Valerie's apartment. Jerry is watching a movie with Valerie and tries to talk about the speed dial, how, there might be someone in her life who deserves the number one spot more. Someone she's known, more than a week.
My stepmother got you, didn't she? That's it. She's off the speed dial completely.
Yikes. So Jerry's caught up in this mother-daughter feud. More to come as we cut over to Newman's apartment, and Kramer confronts Newman about his pneumanium.
Well, I just got your invitation to the Pneumanian party.
You just got it? Damn, the mail is slow.
You knew I was having a Millennium party, but you just had to throw yours on the same day.
I have done nothing unethical.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to cancel it because I've told everybody about my party.
Cancel? Think again, Longshanks. I started planning this in 1978. I put a deposit down in that revolving restaurant that overlooks Times Square, and I booked Christopher Cross.
Well, what am I gonna do? I got over 200 folding chairs and quite a bit of ice.
What kind?
Cubed.
That's good stuff. And you can never have too much ice. All right, I'll tell you what I'll do. You can co-host the party with me under one condition. No Jerry. Jerry is not invited.
I gotta invite Jerry. He's my buddy.
That he may be, but he's out of my life starting in the year 2000. For me, the next millennium must be Jerry-free.
Now, did they already form their alliance and then it backfired with the mail?
Yeah.
Did we already see that?
They were buddy-buddy for a while. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So maybe that was the last straw that set Newman over the edge.
Now get the hell out of here. Something I never picked up on at the start of the scene when, Kramer's talking to Newman while he's sitting at the table is covered in action figures.
Oh, really?
So Newman must have been playing with his dolls, before Kramer came in.
You little dollies. I didn't notice that.
Well, in fact, we learned some behind-the-scenes trivia here. Wayne Knight was ad-libbing some dialogue between his toys, and he'd do some Star Wars references, like, "Now bow down before Newman the Hutt."
I'm sure you enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was cute.
I feel bad that Newman got equated with the Jabba character, but I see why they did that.
It was his call, so.
Okay.
There's another moment, too, where Newman stands up. He's like, cancel? Think again, Longshanks. Rewatch the scene. As he stands up, it looks like the table collapses, like it breaks. Mm-hmm. Or it like kind of shifts forward and falls. I can't tell from the footage because the camera's moving up as well. It's kind of hard to tell, but just a side note. Any memorable dialogue from this scene?
Oh, I love that Newman ragging on the mail. You just got it? Damn, the mail is slow.
And of course, there's some weird material about ice. That's good stuff. But I love this plot line of Kramer and Newman kind of warring over who gets to have the Millennium Party. I think that's just a great storyline. I don't really know how far they go with it, but
yeah,
I really like the turmoil for Kramer, especially the nightmare sequence later.
Oh, that is a good one. Interesting, because normally they are working as a team, working in tandem. However, this week, like you said, they're kind of feuding over this party. But I guess the last time we saw them, Newman was in a bit of a fireball, and Kramer left him on the side of the road.
Looks like maybe he's healed and everything.
Yeah.
Also worth noting that Newman, not only has been planning this party since 1978, he's booked the restaurant the revolving restaurant that overlooks Times Square, which might be in the Marriott Marquis Hotel. But he also has booked Christopher Cross, which, I don't know, that joke kind of gets paid off later. But let's go over to a taxi cab here. George can't believe he didn't get fired for the whole Babe Ruth thing. I mean, who fails at failing?
I feel like I can't do anything wrong.
Nonsense. You do everything wrong.
Everything?
Everything.
You really think so?
Absolutely. I have no confidence in you.
All right. I guess I just have to pick myself up, dust myself off, and throw myself right back down again.
That's the spirit. You suck.
I know.
This is a conversation that could only happen between these two characters.
Yeah.
Great stuff. All right, let's go over to Cinco de Mayo. Elaine is pleading with a saleswoman to help her take down a rival business.
No, listen to me. I work in fashion. Together, we can drive Putumayo out of business and make Cinco de Mayo numero uno. De Mayo!
Do you need some help with something?
You? What are you doing here?
I own this store.
No, you don't. You own Putumayo. Unless you own both stores.
I'm Gladys Mayo.
This really sticks in my craw.
I hate it when it sticks in your craw.
It's the worst.
And there she is, Gladys Mayo. Ugh.
I got a Matt moment for you. All right.
Sure.
All right, here we go. When Gladys says, I'm Gladys Mayo, for a long time, I always thought she said, I'm glad it's Mayo, meaning like, I'm glad it's May. Meaning that's like the peak time for business at her stores.
Are such an idiot. But I love you, Costanza.
Doesn't that kind of make sense, though? Like,
loosely.
Like, I'm glad it's the season. I'm glad it's Mayo.
For an imbecile such as yourself, yes, it makes perfect sense. I'm glad it's Mayo.
Man, you.
There it is.
All right.
Now, Matt, I have a question for you.
What do you got?
Do you know who Gladys Mayo's husband is?
In the show?
Yeah.
No.
You don't know her husband?
Joe Mayo?
Yeah, he taps on the speaker. He's Joe Mayo.
Excellent. That is now official canon. I love Julia at the start of the scene where she's just struggling to convince the saleswoman, we can make Cinco de Mayo numero uno. De Mayo.
Hey, that's when it aired, the show.
That's what I'm saying, man. Mayo.
All right, you turned me.
Yes. Ignorance wins again. All right, let's cut over to Mrs. Hamilton's apartment. Here's our graduate parody. Jerry is sitting nervously on the couch in his jacket and tie, and Mrs. Hamilton pours some wine in her leopard print shirt.
Well, Mrs. Hamilton, it's certainly nice that you and Valerie patched things up so we could all get together like this. Where is Valerie?
I'm sure she'll be along. Have some wine, Jerome.
Okay.
You know, Jerome, I can understand what Valerie sees in you. So attractive, so strong, so comedic.
Good.
Jerome, I have a deliciously naughty idea.
What?
Why don't I put you on my speed dial?
I don't know, Mrs. Hamilton. That doesn't sound...
Don't be such a child, Jerome. House number 3 sound.
Valerie's not coming over, is she?
7, 4,
No.
2.
Stop. This isn't right. What about Valerie?
I won't tell if you don't.
Mrs. Hamilton's really coming on strong to the hoop.
You know, a reference in Seinfeld that we never connected the graduate to in the Hamptons. Remember where he's like, put some lotion on my back. Who are you, Mrs. Robinson?
Oh, there you go.
I don't think so. Nuh-uh. But yeah, the scene is great, if only for Jerry's performance.
I noticed, or at least maybe my eyes were deceiving me, but when Mrs. Hamilton is hitting the dial on the phone, she goes 7, 4, 2. I feel like her button presses don't correspond with the numbers that she's saying. Because she's not even
Sorry.
Beep, boop, boop. She's not even looking at the pin pad when she's doing it.
Right.
So I don't know. I was watching her fingers in that scene.
So here's a tough trivia question for you, Vinny. Mrs. Hamilton refers to Jerry as Jerome.
Mm-hmm.
Can you think of someone who has referred to Jerry as Jerome on several occasions on Seinfeld?
Elaine Marie Bennis.
Excellent work. That was just the warm-up, though. Can you tell me the only other character that has referred to Jerry as Jerome?
Well, while I'm thinking about that, let's think about this. How many occasions did Elaine refer to him as Jerome?
Oh, oof, that's a tough one.
It was an earlier season, like season 2, I think, or
I had to Google this. She said it in like multiple episodes. I'd say at least 10.
Oh, really? That long? Or that many, huh? So who else has called him Jerome? Oh, Mumbo Jumbo. What's her name? Chopsticks
5,
in the hair.
4, 3,
Got it?
2.
Patrice. Down by the docks.
You did it. You did
Samuel.
Yes, when George breaks
You're
up
the
with
Jerome with the tax papers.
Exactly. Very good.
That's a good trivia question.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Probably one of the worst episodes of Seinfeld. So
you stop it.
You like that one?
Yeah, it's not bad. I got to tell you, Matt, though, I popped in some Hulu the other day. I had The Old Man on.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that bad. So I'm starting to cool or warm, whatever, to the old man.
Interesting.
Yeah, so might have to revisit that top 180 soon.
Well, before Seincast is over, we have to pick our least favorite episode, officially. Double stamp and no erases. Let's get over to Kramer's apartment. Kramer is tossing in his sleep, muttering to himself.
Jerry. Newman. 2000. No medium! Jerry. Oh.
That photo of Jerry and Kramer, celebrating New Year's is my favorite photo in the entire series.
I think the photo, the meme, the caption would be best friends.
Yeah.
At the bottom. You, in a very clever gift, you screenshotted that, blew it up, put it in a frame as it is on the show, and gave it to me as a gift.
Mm-hmm.
And it is on my TV stand over here.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Fabulous gift.
I love that. I hope we can we can recreate it someday.
You thoughtful son of a bitch. Yeah, we need streamers and suits.
Mm-hmm. So there are a lot of photos on Seinfeld, like, Jerry attacking a stereo with a screwdriver, Timeless Art of Seduction. Do you have any memorable or favorite photos from the show?
I like Jerry been defaced. Jerry's been defaced face.
Oh, look at that. I look ridiculous.
That's Kiss Hello. Mm-hmm. What else?
This is a deep pull, but I love the Polaroid when George is trying to get the discount and the airline
the death certificate?
Yeah, she's like, what is this? That's me with a casket.
Nice try. We see the picture being taken, but we don't see the actual photo, but it's of Barry Prophet on the toilet. Oh, I think one that we're overlooking is Kay Uger at the beach.
Oh, that's right. And there's multiple versions of that.
There's the actual version, the Cougar edited out version, the cartoon version.
All right, let's cut over to Jerry's apartment. Jerry is watching a Yankees game, and did you notice who they're playing?
Oh, I did.
Mm-hmm. But,
it's Elaine's team.
Mm-hmm. And according to the announcer, the game is sort of put on hold because what's going on?
All right, Yankees 2, Orioles nothing. Wait a minute. A short, stocky, bald man is streaking across the field. Check that. He's not streaking. He's wearing a flesh-tone body stocking. Apparently he's a bit bashful. And oddly, no one seems upset. Everyone loves him.
There was some deleted dialogue, more description. But the crowd is loving it, which seems to be upsetting the streaker. He appears frustrated. This stadium seems to have taken this chubby little dynamo into their hearts.
Awesome.
Oh, God, it's so good. You can just imagine George in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up! I'm trying to get fired.
It's one of those moments like with the Marine Biologist that I enjoyed the description of it versus actually seeing it. It's so well done by the announcer.
The Van Buren boys, the Toby's pinky toe to the hospital.
Yeah, I like having it kind of left up to our imagination. Even, we get to see George in the bodysuit later, which is cool, but I like just having the description to see to visualize George being upset.
Mm-hmm. Well, Jerry is shocked to see George streak across the field, and Kramer doesn't seem to care all that much. He's more concerned that Jerry can't come to his New Year's Eve party.
All right.
No, it's killing me. Newman's got the jump on the invites and will crush me if I try to go at it alone.
No problem.
You're right. I won't do it without you. Oh, I feel so ashamed I even thought of it. So then Elaine enters, and Kramer does the same thing to her.
Elaine, you can't go to Newman's Newmanium.
Okay.
No. You got to spend New Year's 1999 with me and Jerry.
Fine.
Oh, come on.
All right.
Yes. All right. So it's you, it's me, and it's Jerry. Yeah, now things are starting to snowball.
I love how he ends the scene. He's like, all right, I'll see you two in the 21st century. Where are you going, man? Well, before Kramer leaves, Elaine recruits him and his pricing gun to help her put Putumayo out of business. That store is going to have the sale of the century. Nothing over 99 cents.
Still a ripoff. I really do appreciate that Elaine says, I need you to help me put Putumayo out of business. And Kramer turns his head, can do. He doesn't even, he thinks for, not even for a second, he will help his friend put a business out of business.
Well, this is season 8, Vinny. We don't really worry about those things, right?
All right. Yeah.
So the phone rings, and we get this great split screen with Valerie that sort of pans between her and Mrs. Hamilton on the other line.
Hello?
Jerry, I was just at my stepmom's house, and I saw that you were on her speed dial.
Well, she probably just wanted to be able to keep tabs on you. Hold on a second. Hello?
Hi, Jerome.
Oh, Mrs. Hamilton, this is a very bad time. I've got Valerie on the other line. Just a second. Hello?
That's her on the other line, isn't it?
Well...
Tell her I don't want you on her speed dial.
Hang on. She knows about the speed dial. Mrs. Hamilton, you gotta get me off this thing.
I won't until she puts me back on hers.
Hang on. She wants to be back on yours.
Fine, but only if you're off hers.
Hang on. Fine, if I'm off yours.
No, still me.
Sorry, hang on. Fine, if I'm off yours.
I won't do it. It's my speed dial, and I don't trust her.
Please, Mrs. Hamilton, this is very awkward for me.
All right. I'll hide you in one of the emergency buttons.
Great, bye. She said she'll do it.
Great.
Hang on.
Hello? Jerry. I can't get fired.
Hey, bodysuit man! What's up? Hey, bodysuit man! Hey! Bodysuit man!
I'd like to see Bodysuit Man and Green Man, I don't know, have like a dance-off or something.
Ooh. Very. And then Elaine versus the bird.
Yes.
So the gentleman that points out, hey, there's Bodysuit Man, is none other than the real Stephen Corrin.
Seinfeld writer, Stephen Corrin. Very cool.
Yeah. And basis for the name of one of the Van Buren Boys members. Mm-hmm. We also see three guys kind of hurdle towards George and, hey, Bodysuit Man. Those are writers. We got Greg Cavett, Andy Robin, and Spike Fierstein.
Yeah, you can't really tell them, who's who, but yeah, they're all there.
Oh, they're there. The way this scene is shot is so well done with the hold on, click.
Yes.
And you see it pan, like you described, left to right. And then the little joke with Jerry clicks it. Nope, still me. Because I do remember that with Call Waiting where you didn't hold it long enough. And just really well done. And it takes me back to when I was growing up in the 90s.
So good. Well, Vinny, if there's nothing else left to say about that scene, let's cut over to Putumayo. And here we get the debut of an insane character.
Hi, I'm H.E. Pennypacker. I'm a wealthy American industrialist looking to open a silver mine in the mountains of Peru. And before I invest millions in a lucrative mine, I'd like to go a little native. Get the feel of their condiments, their unmentionables, the real gritty.
Well, let me show you what we have.
Well, I think I can just browse around on my own. Machu Picchu. Are these free?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those are women's clothes.
Oh, not a problem.
Now, you said at the beginning of the show, Michael stole the show this week, and this scene is, here's your evidence. This guy is a comedic genius. Everything from the tinted glasses, that pinstripe suit, the cigar, the way he eats the chips, he inhales them, and he chokes on them practically. The way he steps on the pricing gun.
That moment, yeah. He drops it. Why does he step on it? It
He's
shatters.
A doofus, but it's freaking perfect.
Yeah, this is... Can we all agree here? This is the best Kramer alias.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he really only has two. It's some version of Van Nostrand.
Yeah.
Either a doctor or a professor, and then this... I don't know. If Nostrand is the snooty intellectual with a pipe, Pennypacker is the guy with the glasses and the money.
The wealthy industrialist, yeah. Mm-hmm. There's that great pin that you have. It's the bust of H.E. Pennypacker.
Mm-hmm. Every bit of dialogue is gold. I'd like to go a little native, feel their condiments, their unmentionables, the real gritty. And
Machu Picchu.
Yeah, Machu Picchu, man.
Are these free?
What is it about Michael's voice and the delivery? It is like music to my ears. Machu Picchu.
Mm-hmm.
And he does the same thing in the Puerto Rican Day when this alias returns, where he smells the wood in the apartment. Mbasa.
Yeah. And he describes himself again as a industrialist, but he expounds on that with philanthropist, bicyclist.
Well, more good stuff to come with H.E. Pennypacker. Let's cut over to Yankee Stadium. We're in the parking lot. George is doing donuts, dragging the World Series trophy behind him. Or I guess it's called the Commissioner's Trophy. And he's he's just hurling insults through a megaphone.
Attention, Steinbrenner and front office morons. Your triumphs mean nothing. You all stink. You can sit on it and rotate. This is George Costanza I fear no reprisal. Extension 5170.
And this has really got to hurt because I think this was the first trophy or the first World Series they had won in like 20 years.
Yeah, I guess.
Again, big sports not here, guilty. But
like an encyclopedia of sports knowledge this week.
Yeah, I know. I can Google Yankee World Series really well. This is the CBS Studio Center Administration Building, which we've brought up many times on Seincast. And I've definitely said this before. This might be the last time we see it.
A lot of last times we're encountering, which is very sad.
I mean, might be wrong on that, but this building, from our longtime listeners know, it's used for basically any building when you need to film outside, but you need to have that illusion of this is the Yankee Studios, or this is an LA police station, or this is what have you. So, All right, time to cut back to Putumayo here. The Hamiltons are looking at clothes while Elaine sneaks past Gladys and into the changing room.
No, Acapito.
What is taking you so long?
I broke the price gun, so I had to move to Plan B.
Plan B? There is no Plan B.
I took these out of every single garment in the store.
What?
They're desiccates. See, they absorb moisture. These clothes won't last 5 years without them.
That's not gonna do anything.
Patience.
All right, forget it.
What?
You have screwed me again, penny packer.
Ladies, care for some chips?
Well, I don't mind if I do. Well, I've changed my mind. I think I'm going to build a roller coaster instead.
I also love how quickly H.E. Pennypacker is willing to change his mind about what he's going to do with his money.
Yeah, just like that. I'm going to build a roller coaster. Before it was a silver mine in the mountains of Peru.
Mm-hmm.
Anything from this scene you want to talk about?
First off, with the start of the clip, Occupido, which that's a tie-in to the Van Buren boys when he ran for the door, or he reached for the door. Occupido.
Very good, yes.
Mm-hmm. This Occupido line here in this scene was ad-libbed by Michael. So well done.
Yeah, my God, how difficult it must have been for Julia to act with Michael like this, like right in his face. I don't know, he's improvising, he's being...
Patience.
That one.
So difficult, in fact, that she broke up several times, and we got some bloopers.
Oh, we sure do. Here we go.
Come on. What is taking you so long?
Well, I broke the price gun, so I had to move to Plan B.
Oh, forget it.
What?
You screwed me.
Let's do that. I'll just go. I'll go on patience. Ready?
Now, one of, I think, the best Pennypacker just lines is, as he's leaving, Gladys says, "Oh, ladies, would you care for some chips?"
Well, I don't mind if I do.
He just cuts them off and goes straight for the chips.
And everybody's just staring at him.
Yeah, so before we leave this scene, when Kramer is helping himself to some chips, one of the desiccates fell out of his sleeve and dissolved in the salsa, which Mrs. Hamilton later eats. So,
ooh, that can't be good.
No. Let's cut over to Steinbrenner's office. And hey, Vinny, as you said, a lot of final appearances on this show. This is Mr. Wilhelm's final appearance until he returns in the finale.
Oh, no more Matt Wilhelm?
Did we ever figure that out? Matt Wilhelm?
No.
Yep.
I was listening for it. Since this was his last appearance, but maybe when they call him to the stand or in the courtroom, whatever.
I heard what you did in the parking lot, big boy, and it is inexcusable. Personally insulting me, my staff, I cannot believe that you bodysuit man could perpetrate such a disloyal deed. Breaks my heart to say it. Oh, my kid and I love it.
Wait, Mr. Steinbrenner. George doesn't deserve any of the blame for what happened in the parking lot today, sir. If there's anyone to blame here, it's me.
What are you talking about, Wilhelm? You popping pills? You got the crazies again?
No, sir. I ordered George to drive around insulting people today. Because I'm tired of all your macho head games.
He's lying, sir. I'm tired of all your macho head games. Macho head games?
He's just being loyal to me, sir.
Wilhelm, you're fired. I owe you an apology, bodysuit man. Straight on. Now, if you gentlemen will excuse me, I'm not going to the game today. I'm going to go outside and scalp some tickets. Owner's box, that's got to bring in $40, no problem.
What was that? I wanted to get fired. George, you are looking at the new head scout of the New York Mets. Meet the Mets. Come right out and...
So Wilhelm pulled a fast one over Georgie Boy.
Yeah, pretty clever on his part, considering he's pretty senile.
Yeah, speaking of which, Steinbrenner makes a little callback to, what are you talking about, Wilhelm? You popping pills? You got the crazies again? Did you take your medicine, dear? We just ate.
That's good. You got the crazies again.
Mm-hmm. So that's in the Belfry. And then we talked about it during the Mandelbaum appearance with the Macho Head Games.
Maybe it's just a term that older people use.
Perhaps.
Not you, older people. And I like how Steinbrenner has the question. He's like, Macho Head Games?
Yeah.
Hey, what?
He's dumbfounded by that expression. But is Steinbrenner popping pills since he's going to scalp his own tickets to the owner's box for $40?
Yeah, if anyone here has the crazies, it's Steinbrenner, without a doubt. So Wilhelm is off to work for the Mets. Good for him.
Yeah, congrats.
Head of scouting. So George is stuck at the Yankees. Has he ever tried to leave before?
Not the Yankees, no.
He's always liked his job. I guess he's been afraid of getting fired, but...
Right. I do also appreciate after he fires Wilhelm, I owe an apology, bodysuit man. Straight on.
All right, let's cut over to Jerry's apartment. Kramer, again, is really believing in his plans with the desiccates. Elaine doesn't get it. Those clothes will be musty in 5 years.
She never sees the big picture.
And Newman arrives. If anyone is curious, this is the 13th time Jerry has uttered, "Hello, Newman."
That's it?
13. Seems
like
little,
more, right?
Yeah, seems a little low. I thought it'd be higher, but... Anywho, he's in a panic because Elaine isn't going to his Newmanium party. But when he confronts Kramer, he tries to play it cool and says, well, she's going to miss the party of a lifetime.
Yeah, well, maybe so, but come midnight when she's looking for someone warm and cuddly to kiss, I guess she'll be caught between the moon and New York City.
I'm not that familiar with the Christopher Cross song, Arthur's Theme. So,
okay.
Are you familiar with it?
No.
I'll include a link in the show notes. If you listen to the song, you're like, oh yeah, I have heard that song before.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
One of those.
Well, there's that payoff.
Okay. So Newman caves and asks Kramer, come back to my party, but he has to include Jerry.
You don't want to do your act or anything, do you?
No.
All right. I guess I can accept a little Jerry if he gets me a lot of Elaine. To the Newmanium.
To the Cremanium. Well, before Newman leaves, Jerry ruins his plans by explaining, the Millennium doesn't really begin until the year 2001, which would make his party 1 year late, and thus quite lame.
I can't even do the noise.
It's so hard. I wanted to give you a challenge this week.
No.
It's like...
I don't know how he does that. He does a low, but with a squeak at the top.
Metallic squeak. Are you familiar with the blooper in this scene?
No.
Well, Newman makes that noise, and I think Wayne Knight came up with it on the spot, and Jerry just loses it when he hears it. But what's really cool is I think they were able to use the blooper in the episode because the camera is so tight on the door and Newman that when he makes the noise, Jerry kind of
Oh, I remember
He
now.
like retreats to the bathroom.
Yeah, he kind of cowers over, and you hear the.
So I've got audio of the blooper here. Here we go.
And thus, quite lame. Oh, that's a shame.
Kind of reminds me of the guy in Wayne's World, you know, with the...
Yeah.
Anywho, let's cut over to the final scene of the episode here. Over the credits, we're in Mrs. Hamilton's apartment. Mrs. Hamilton is not doing well. She feels what exactly?
All dried out inside.
So Valerie hits poison control on her speed dial, and who does she get? Jerry.
Wow, poison control? That's even higher than number 1. Hello? And there's another reference to the Mandelbaum family.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Number 1.
Which is better than number 1.
So, what do you think?
So, Matt, does the Millennium make it onto your speed dial?
Oh, yeah. Where does it go?
Oh, Mrs. Hamilton. You sound begrudgingly wanting to put it on your speed dial.
I tell it it's on my speed dial. But, yeah, you know, I like this episode for what it is. I think it's, you know, one of the sillier episodes of Season 8. You know, most notable for the H.E. Pennypacker appearance and the Graduate parodies. And just the great Kramer lines throughout the episode.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. You know, I enjoy it for what it is. I don't really hold it up to other episodes from Season 8, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But, you know, overall, I do enjoy it for being kind of like silly fun.
Mm-hmm.
But what about you?
Yeah, it was fun. Nothing jumped out at me. I feel like the past couple weeks, I've really enjoyed what we got. But you know, some decent quotes. The really nice bloopers came out of this episode. But I think the best part, like you said, was the Graduate parodies. But yeah, nothing really leapt out at me as, you know, making me want to include this in my now top 24.
Right. You know, the episode doesn't fall flat at all, but it's really not about anything. You know, there's really nothing to...
That is the show.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's really nothing to relate to or, you know, as Toby would say, so true. Yes, right on. Which I always love in Seinfeld. You know, it appears to be about nothing, but it's really about something and all that. But, you know, I will complain. I found the Elaine storyline to be a little weak. And, you know, despite liking it while we discuss, I find some of her scenes to be kind of cringeworthy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Shove It, you know, when she has the costume on.
Oh, you don't like that? You don't like the Shove It?
I mean, it's not that I don't like it. It's just, oh, look at the hijinks this week. But do you feel the same way, or can you just have fun with this episode, not nitpick it to death?
Yeah, I always well, I think we nitpick for the sake of nitpicking because this is a podcast. It's a discussion.
Sure.
But as a Seinfeld fan, if the episode's on in my rotation, am I going to skip the episode? No. Do I ever skip an episode? No. Do I ever skip the clip show? Yeah.
Okay.
All right, that's going to do it for us here on Seincast this week. Please feel free to send us an email at seincast@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, or Instagram. Or you can leave us a voicemail at Coco Bosco as well.
Vinny, what episode do we have next week?
We're discussing the 21st episode of Season 8, The Muffin Tops.
What, is this a joke?
That's what I'd like to know about it.
But for now, I'm Matt.
I'm Vinny.
Signing off. Seincast is not endorsed by Castle Rock Entertainment, Sony Pictures, or NBC. It is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Seinfeld, the Seinfeld logo, and all names, pictures, and audio of Seinfeld characters are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of their respective trademark and copyright holders.